Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi sir. Today I'm going to present a video presentation about public transport in Malaysia for subject TPT250 Fundamentals of Transport.
First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Siti Zaleha Mokhtar and I'm 38 years old and my photo is here as well. Okay, now let's begin with our topic about public transport in Malaysia. Among the popular public transport in Malaysia, especially in Kuala Lumpur, is public buses, taxis, Uber and Grab car for roadway. Meanwhile, for railway is light rail transit, LRT, monorail, express rail link, ERL, MRT, mass rapid transit and commuter rail. An effective public transportation system very important in developing urban areas such as in Klang Valley to avoid traffic congestion from happen. Provision of effective public transport services has the potential of opening up new growth clusters, enhancing the attractiveness of existing clusters and driving urban revitalization. And there are other positive spillover effects of increased economic activity built upon an advanced land public transport network, which is it yields employment and business opportunities in local economies by having synergies with other industries like advertisement, retail, and property development. Now, let's discuss about the advantages of public transport in Malaysia. Public transport is critical in maximizing productivity and competitiveness. Among the three factors of the advantages is economic benefits, social benefits, and environmental benefits. For economic benefits, public transport plays an important role in reducing urban congestion. For example, each train on Malaysia's railways removes approximately 1,000 cars from its routes. Meanwhile, facilitating productivity and opportunity by moving skills, labor and knowledge within and between markets. In a globalized world, labor, capital and enterprise seek out the most productive markets, encouraging competition and mutual economic growth. As an article in New Straits Times published on April 6, 2018 with title "Those Who Use Public Transport Are Smart" talk about implementation of future facilities which need a good management and coordination if the government planned to expand public transport projects. The facilities could create jobs and boost the economy. It provides jobs for urban and rural people. Thus, it will boost urban income. Another advantages of public transport in terms of social benefits. Transport is a key factor in social inclusion, the ability of an individual, family or community to access economic and employment opportunities. This includes of facilities for education, healthcare and other services, leisure, sporting and social activities. From this perspective, public transport can be seen as a vital social institution which, if maintained and developed correctly, can benefit communities through enhanced social cohesion. Next is the concern of environmental. Unlike private cars, the emissions from electrified modes such as rail and light rail are removed from the local environments in which they operate. As more renewable energy sources become available, there is potential for these modes to become completely sustainable in the future. A cleaner environment occurs by removing cars from streets. Public transport dramatically reduce air pollution from motor vehicles. Thus, reducing air pollution is important to preserving a natural environment for a health benefits. Okay, we just discussed about the advantages of public transport in Malaysia. Now, let's move to the weaknesses of Malaysia's public transportation. Public transport is meant to reduce people's frustration and time spent in traffic jams. However, many Malaysians do not feel this way. The following explains why Malaysians rant their frustration of waiting endlessly and sometimes aimlessly over the poor transportation system in Malaysia. Number 1. Speed and punctuality issue. The main issues and problems is regards the time arrival delaying in the light rail transit LRT and KTMB commuter in terms of punctuality and frequencies of train arrive. This is because insufficient space to carry more passengers and others, whereby the congestion occur. This issue showed service quality is still lacking and not well implemented. Number 2. Inconvenient facilities. This includes issue of limited parking spaces at public transport terminal, inconvenience facilities to the disabled person which is used wheelchair to board, mostly public buses, and misleading signage issue that makes users confused. Number 3. Poor service. Unreliable service frequency and overcrowding during peak hours are amongst the common complaints of our transportation system. Number 4. Safety concern. Look at the way the bus or taxi drivers drive. They speed, overtake, and drive recklessly as they please. How many of us will still trust the safety of our public transport? Number 5. Increase of traffic congestion. Due to the poor public transport coverage, especially in the urban area, we will only experience the increase in privately owned vehicles because many would say that it is inconvenient to take public transport. Subsequently, it will only create more traffic in town. Number 6. Uncomfortable vehicle condition or quality or cleanliness. Poor car maintenance, especially for taxis, lack of comfortable and cleanliness of public transport. Not all, but only a few. Number 7. Unaffordable fare price. In 2018, the new fares has increased at least 30%. It had caused many dissatisfaction among the users and lot of burdens to them who strongly rely on public transportation. Number 8. Poor ticketing system. The issue faces by commuters usually were those relating to inadequate ticketing counters and utilization of ticket vending machines during peak hour. These have increased waiting and overall journey time. During ancient times, as new discoveries and inventions were applied over transportation problems, the ability to move is harder and larger loads increased. How does we improve transportation in Malaysia with a number of populace all over the country? Here are a few suggestions and ways to improve and overcome the problems of transportation in Malaysia. Among policy recommendations to improve the public transportation system in Malaysia is: Number 1, by using relevant methods with cooperation of the local authorities to devise bus routes with bus operators and any other relevant methods tailored to local needs. For example, provisions can be made for bicycle lanes to be built at roads with less traffic to encourage cycling to the nearest station. During peak hours, buses will operate on an increased frequency to reduce wait time and overcrowding. Number 2, design and fare integration. SPAD should also aim the design integration as well as physical integration to coordinate the signage designs to ensure a seamless experience for commuters from one service to another. As for fare integration, KTM Commuter already has plans for fare integration with LRT, MRT and KL monorail by 2017, which is commendable effort. Number 3, discounts for off-peak travel. This is to handle the overcrowding issue during peak hours. Discounts should be offered as well as provide a monthly pass card with a special incentive. Number 4, expanding capacity. A potential long-term solution to overcrowding is to expand the capacity of the existing and upcoming services. First, by using double-decker trains like double-decker bus that exist currently. Second, any upcoming projects should have provisions for longer platforms to expand in the future without any infrastructure problems. So, by implementing these suggested policies, the standards of public transport in Malaysia will improve. Even and ambitious and grand projects always look good on paper, but we should not forget that it is also the little things that contribute to making these projects successful in practice. As a conclusion, heavy rail and road transportation system should be evaluated and assessed within a wider context when the whole system of public transportation in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, to become more comprehensive, integrated and coordinated to ensure increase the number of public transportation journeys shifted from many of the less efficient trips made by the private modes. Many communities are taking measures to improve public transport by implementing innovative, sustainable transport solutions that have profound impacts on the livability of their communities. As the population of Malaysia are growth by the year, the needs of transportation to move become important. The area will benefit the investor as it already performs an entire fundamental logistic solution and facilities and services on air, land and sea. Last but not least, the needs of advanced technology in servicing the operations of the country also important as it will increase users' accessibility.
So that's all for my presentation. Thanks to the lecturer Dr. Mohd Hafiz bin Zulfakar for the guidance throughout this semester. Thank you and have a nice day ahead. Bye.